And hello, welcome YouTube. Welcome to this today's video on Linux Mint. I'm going to quickly talk about how the conversion process of, let's say, going from a Word document to maybe a LaTeX document. So that's what I promised in the last video, and actually if you know the stuff in my last video, you will see all these links in the description as usual, so don't worry. I'll be putting whatever links I use in this video in the description here, so be sure to take a look at the description like once you're done with watching. Okay, so first things first. Alright, so we talked about citations blah 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 in the last video and how to write using LaTeX, or at least the links for that. I'm not going to do full tutorials since there are so many on YouTube already. Now comes the more difficult question. How do you convert files into LaTeX or some way that's usable by Linux OS, okay, or Mint? So I mean, the easiest and quickest again would be to use OpenOffice, but then you will have problems porting that over to Word. Though if you use LibreOffice Writer, LibreOffice, yes, OpenOffice and LibreOffice are used sometimes interchangeably, but you can actually save it as you can save LibreOffice files as a doc file, right? So you can export or save as. Where's the save as? Save as is here. You can save it as a docs file. You see, you can save it as a doc file. You can save it as a docs file. Okay, so that is perfectly fine. Likewise, Microsoft Word can save as ODT files as well, so don't have to worry. But key question is, how do you do LaTeX? Because LaTeX is probably the most cross-platform friendly. It's very consistent whether you go in Microsoft Word or you go in Linux or you go in Mac. There are LaTeX editors for each of them. So Microsoft, they have Miktex and Techmaker. And likewise for Linux as well, there are distributions doing just that. So if you paid attention last video, you should know how to install LaTeX and LaTeX and Techmaker all through your command line. If you use sudo apt-add, all these kind of things from Ubuntu, is the Ubuntu style. If you're using a different distro than Linux Mint, then I guess or Linux Mint, the Ubuntu version, you might need to use something else. But Linux Mint is one of the easiest ones to use for your first what do you call it? If you're fresh from Windows, Linux Mint is probably one of the easiest Linux distributions to do. So anyway, how do we convert? All right, and we see why we need to convert. So it's a cross platform. This LaTeX, and there's no easy way, honestly. So you have to either pay lots of money, and how do you pay money is through this website called GrindEq. Okay, GrindEq. So I guess they do lots of the work for you. This actually is a add-on to Word. So if you are dual booting, you can buy GrindEq, and the prices are as follows. Okay, the prices are as follows. So they range in the they range in the price of about 100 euros. You convert that to US dollars, you can see it's about 129 US dollars per license. So that's not too attractive in terms of price and that's only for single license. And if you want a complete pack, you might need to pay upwards of 200 to 300 US dollars. So if you're willing to pay for that, GrindEq actually provides very seamless, relatively seamless transition from Word to LaTeX. But again, I have not tried it because I'm not willing to pay that much for this. So there's another way. You can try this thing called Word to Text. Alright, again, these links are in the description. These are some of the stuff available, programs available. Word to Text is basically for Windows. Again, if you are trying your you are trying your Windows, you are dual booting in Windows, you can add this to your Microsoft Word in Windows and you can export a LaTeX file. Of course, this again you have to pay money. Though this is considerably less, probably about it's somewhat less than what we saw just now. This is about 99 USD. Or if you're academic, you can pay even less. So so that does help if you are still in school, doing work, or maybe I don't know if they do a faculty support, but that is that. You can pay less with this Word2Tech. However, my personal favorite is of course you going for free solutions. Now there are a number of solutions available. You can use Word to or you can convert your Word document into an ODT document, OpenOffice or LibreOffice document, and then convert that to LaTeX. That doesn't always capture the full complexities of Word. You might lose some of the formatting, might lose some of the formulas, etc., etc. But it's free. But the one I recommend is the easiest one. Is this thing called is this web converter called doc2latex. Link is here, doc2latex.com. So this is what this looks like. So basically what you have to do is just make an account, sign in. Basically you can do that with your Google account, and you can actually link your Google Drive here. And I just want to show you some sample documents. Okay, for example, I have this random document here in my Google Drive. All right, and it's something incomplete, but it's simple. Okay, it's simple. All right, I have some summations here. And vector notations, which isn't showing up correctly here. If I open LibreOffice, the vectors actually show up nicely here. So this is basically a very math heavy document. And if you can see this little line here in the center, that's actually from Microsoft Word, which is kind of giving you that graphical glitch, which is not as nice, but that's what you get with compatibility software. And that's the reality of using Wine or even Crossover, which I'm using now. So I'm using Crossover, and it still gives a little bit of graphical glitches here and there. It is slightly laggy, but other than that, it's okay. For basic Microsoft Word editing, you don't need to do a boot or anything like that. So if you open this in LibreOffice, most of the things actually show up, but of course you see we have some question marks here. Okay, question marks here which don't show up over here. Here it shows up perfectly well in this Microsoft Word. So that's for example, I'm using a summation here. In here there's a lot of things that just disappear. Okay, not so good for LibreOffice, but it is able to do this summation over here. And these are actually called L2 norms and whatever. You can look it up on Wolfram. But it renders the matrices and vectors really nicely. So that's kudos to them. So this is what the file looks like. Very simple, a little bit of math. Okay, now let's try converting it to what do you call that? LaTeX. So very simple. All you have to do is to add Word files, or maybe let's see whether the dragging works. You can drag it here, or you can drag another file in, for example this one. So it's a very drag and drop kind of a thing. Okay, so if I just drag this in here, and it will just do it for you. So it's a drag and drop. So you just press convert now. You can do your settings, but it's very quick. And the moment that you drag it there, it just takes a few seconds. It should be converting well. Depends on the size of your file. If it's a very small file, of course you'll convert very quickly. For bigger files, you have to wait. So what it gives you, okay, it says that your download is ready. You can download. Okay, what it gives you is this zip file. So it gives you this zip file. Let's see. It gives you this zip file which you can download, and if I already downloaded it here just for speeding things up, what it will give you is this readme.pdf here. Okay, there's there's a PDF that says, okay, so it says, okay, hello there, thank you for using DrLaTeX, blah 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 blah, we are still in beta, blah 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 blah, and it encourages you to donate. So it's mostly free. It's and I hope it stays that way. But yeah, it's there for you to use. What it gives you is this PDF file in LaTeX. As you can see, the vectors and everything render out very nicely. Of course, these are supposed to be titles and everything, which didn't actually, render as well. But the summation signs are good, and so are these. So this is the summations actually do pretty well. Also, you have the vectors. The vectors come out really well. These are actually, or in fact, matrices, they come out really well too. Most of the formatting actually stays. For example, you have classes, objects, constructors. These are very C++-esque things. And if you take a look at the word with crossover, you can see most of the formatting is there. This is a very simple document for an example. So you don't see too much distortion there. And of course, there is your LaTeX file right here. Okay, 5.2 kilobytes. So it comes with PDF, it comes with LaTeX. So very good. Okay, so what I can do is I'll just make a new folder, OpenFOAM, or C++ for OpenFOAM. Okay, so I'll just drag this docs in, and I can extract to C++ in OpenFOAM. Extract here. Extraction completed. I can just delete this. Alright. Oh dear. Okay, I'll download it again. Let me download. I'll just deleted one very important file. Save. Good thing that the file is small, so it's still pretty okay. So extract all files to C++ OpenFOAM. Extract here. Replace all. Close. Okay, so good. All these are showing up pretty well. Okay, if you want to do some addition, you can open this with other application, Techmaker. Okay, open this up with Techmaker, and you should be able to see all the LaTeX is being formulated here. So I can just select this quick build, and it will make everything out here very nicely. So we have all of this empty bibliography, blah blah blah, all of these warnings, but for the most part it is pretty okay. Now let's see how should we format our document. Like I said, it does about 80 to 90% of the work. The remaining bit you still have to put in a little bit of effort to get it done, but again, like I said, for the most part it does most of the work for you for free, and the rest you have to do it yourself. Okay, so this one I want sort of an underline kind of a thing to indicate, hey, this is something I want to emphasize and want it shifted to the left. So let me close it up. So let's see whether I can shift all of these things here to the left. Yeah, just do notice Techmaker is very nice. Okay, let me close this part. There's a structure. Yeah. So remember the bottom left tabs, you can actually go and take a look at some of the LaTeX Techmaker tutorials. They'll tell you how to do this minimization and everything. But just notice you can see every time you have this quick build, you can press quick build and it will give you a preview of what the PDF file looks like. So that's why Techmaker is very nice. So once you convert it, you go to Techmaker and you set lines one at a time. Let's take a look at this L1 norm. So let's oopsie. Yeah, this is the original document, as you can see. Anyway, so if you're new to this LaTeX, probably like me, you're just starting out to use it. and you want to convert your documents, right? So this is Techmaker. So how then do you like get started? Okay, so let's say we want to format some things. Like I have this thing L1 norm, and I want to push this thing to the left and make it sort of a section number or something like that. So how do we do this? Okay, so very easy. Go on top, and you go to this thing called sectioning. Then you can either choose part, chapter, section, subsection, paragraph, etc., etc. So I want to use this thing called subsection. Okay, so I'll just click OK over here, and it'll give you this subsection thing. Okay, and it will say something to the effect of you can make it L1 norm, something to the effect of L1 norm. How do we do that? To insert equations, you can either take a look at math, alright, or you can use inline math mode, which means you use these $2 signs here, which you can see here, or you can press Ctrl+Shift+M. So I'm going to write Ctrl+Shift+M. Okay, Ctrl+Shift+M, and it will give you the $2 signs. So how do we write L1 norm, for example, here? So I'll just write L, okay, where the dot is L1. Then how do you put the space here? Because the space doesn't necessarily show up. You can use this twiggly line here to add a space there. Okay, so twiggly line to add a space, and then you just type norm. Okay, let's see what happens. So save, and you do a quick build. Let's see what the subsection looks like. Alright, then it gives you this 0.1 L1 norm. Very, very simple. You can do other things as well. You can use you don't use a subsection, you can use let's see, subsection or subparagraph, for example. So let's use a subparagraph and see what it looks like. Okay, so you just press subparagraph, and you press enter. You select this and you paste in here, and you delete this. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the subparagraph will give you this kind of a thing with all these numberings over there. Okay, so if you take a look, you can see lots of numbers over here, and if you don't want these numbers, you can take a look. For example, you see section star something 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 here. That will actually give you what you see here: functions, classes, objects, and constructors. If I take away the star, what happens? Okay, you will see that the left hand side will have a number. So if you want to remove this number, you just add a star here, and these numbers will disappear. So I just press quick build, and there you go. And you can do the same for your subparagraph. Save and quick build, and that will remove the number and bring L1 norm to the side. So this is exactly what I want. I can now delete this line here. Okay, so this gives you a rough idea on how to format the document the way you want it. Of course, if you want all of these things here, all of these, for example, I have this max blah 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 over here, and how do I then do it? Okay, so I'm just going to quickly copy and paste. I do again subparagraph. Okay, I press tab, and I want the thing without numbers. Okay, so I'll just copy and paste this here. Let's see what happens. Sorry. Okay, probably get some error. Okay, so let's hold on a while, and let's break it down one by one. Firstly, I want this to be the formulas, so I put $2 signs in here to say, okay, I want this to be a formula. All right, so, and let me get rid of this brackets. Okay, so there's a part where there's a formula. I have this thing called L infinity norm, which I want this to be like a formula. I have max, sub, or L infinity norms. So I'm getting rid of this brackets over here, and then I'll put dollar signs over these to say that, hey, I want this part to be L infinity norm, and let's see whether it shows up the right way. Okay, so when I do this, I will have something to the effect of, okay, I have a max, sub, or L infinity norm. I put it to the left, and this time, as you can see, they are in bold because this is a subparagraph font, unless of course you want math format. So if you want everything not to be you want everything to be in math format, I suppose you can just do a okay. If you don't want this bold, now I'll just quickly show you. You can just add the max, the text, your text there, max, then you put a squiggly line, sub, comma, put a squiggly line, and you just put or, and then you put a squiggly line. Doing that, and you do a quick build, you will see that the bold part is taken away, and you get the math script. Okay, so if you want to get rid of this bold part, you just delete the text over here and you press quick build. It'll give you a preview of what the thing looks like. So this is what I actually want it to look like. So L1 norm here, max sub L infinity norm here, and I can just delete this part now. So you can see, in terms of formatting LaTeX, if you're new, you can always look at the LaTeX parts here. You can look at the LaTeX parts here. It will show you, if you want fonts, you can take a look at font styles here. Font styles is here, and you can take a look at the font, or you can look at the sectioning, which will give you function big titles, subtitles, subparagraphs, etc. All right, so yeah, so that is the basic idea of how you can start converting your Word files to LaTeX if you are new. Hope this video helps a little bit. Of course, it will take a lot of work, but you can see LaTeX actually gives you pretty nice looking files. And if you use this docs to LaTeX, most of the work's done for you. So the rest of it you can do in Techmaker pretty easily. Okay, so thanks for watching this very simple file, simple video. Talk to you, do more videos next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.